Well, hello again. It's Martin Lyons, co-founder of the Man-Woman Academy. And I want to talk to you today about recovering a relationship in crisis, which unfortunately is a very relevant conversation to have with so many people because so many relationships regularly go into crisis. Why? What does that mean? How does it happen? What does it look like? Okay. Here's what a relationship in crisis looks like. It means there's practically a constant, at least low-grade background upset. And how that upset presents itself is we are regularly thinking and feeling this relationship's wrong, my partner's wrong. They're wrong. They're just wrong. I'm right, they're wrong. And, we're constantly, the relationship is becoming more of a battlefield. Once upon a time we were united, we were in love, we had so much affection. All the difficulties, the challenges that life presents, all of us, we had somebody in our corner, on our side. Now, that person has almost become the focus of all the problems. They are the problem. They're the problem. And so we're so ready, we're so ready to criticize and to complain. It's going on so often. From the guy's point of view, oh my God, there she goes again. She's driving me nuts. Not another thing on the list. Good Lord. And from her point of view, he doesn't listen. He raises his voice. He doesn't do what I want. Even when he does what I want, it's not good enough, or it's not long enough, or it's not something enough. It's not enough. Just complaint and criticism. It's going on both sides. And here's the thing. You can find plenty of evidence to validate your complaints, that you're right. You are right about how wrong they are. So the first question is, what do you want? Because if you just want to be right about how wrong it is and they are, it's just going to get worse and it's going to break apart completely. Is that what you want? Or do you actually want to reconnect with that original love and hope and relief at being with somebody who understood you and you could understand and who shared your goals and who wanted you to be happy, who wanted you to be taken care of? Isn't that great? Now, in the beginning, it's just kind of almost automatic. We don't have to do much to be attracted, to fall in love. But to nourish, to nurture, to grow a relationship takes conscious effort. Conscious. We move from unconscious, something that happens to us, to now being an active, conscious participant. Yeah, it takes work. It does, but that's what things that are really worth having take. If you just want like a real easy, you know what? It's kind of like a get-rich-quick scheme. If you believe in get-rich-quick schemes, good for you. Maybe there's a couple of people out there they've even succeeded. I think Sheryl Crow said it best when, I think it was after her first hit, she broke through. What was that? It was a song about, some guy wrote a poem, I can't remember, was that the one about Santa Monica Boulevard, or was that a second? Anyway, whatever. Sheryl Crow, yeah, good stuff. So she was basically referring to how people were saying how Sheryl Crow, this new overnight sensation, and she said, yeah, if you consider that 12 years of working really hard, working our asses off, traveling all over, playing in bars and building up a following and doing everything we did for 12 years, if you consider that overnight, okay. Really? So if you're enamored by the possibility of just getting rich quick, then you're going to fit into, I think it was P.T. Barnum's, as a sucker born every minute. The people who are getting rich quick are the people who are selling the get-rich-quick schemes to the people that hope to get rich quick. That's how it works. Similarly with relationships, if you really think that there's going to be no work, no effort, you're going to fall into it and it's just going to be like a Hollywood dream, just manifesting without any effort. Well, good luck with that. Good luck. But generally speaking, Marianne Williamson said some really great things about relationship. So many people have, but she said one thing one time when she wrote, she said, in an enlightened world, then everybody would be in love with everyone else all the time. And your intimate relationship is a place to jumpstart this enlightenment. And then the idea is working at it, like working at being in love. And beginning to see, like, your partner, that's the person who's going to mirror you. That doesn't mean that they do what you do. It means that they're going to be like a place where all your stuff shows up. All your triggers become revealed. Your partner is going to be the one who annoys you, who probes your weak spots, only they're not exactly doing it to you. They're the space in which you show up. It's all going to show up. All of us can play putting our best face forward, at the beginning. But after a little while, we can't play anymore. It all starts to show up. And there's something amazing about, if we're lucky, the partners that we attract are the ones that are going to help us evolve the best. They're the ones that our crap is going to show up with. Because if it doesn't show up, how are we going to work on it? How are we going to grow? How are we going to improve? So anyway, here's the deal. So we can have all these upsets and complaints and criticisms about our significant other, our partner. And we can be right. And what's going to happen is, it's going to go worse and it's going to end. Oh, and we're right. So you have to figure out which is more important. Being right and letting your relationship go to hell, or looking at your part in the deal. What is it that you're doing that is encouraging things to keep going the way they are? Like if you're a woman and your observation is, he just gets so angry and so withdrawn. It's like either he doesn't want to engage with me or he follows me around arguing and raising his voice and in front of the kids and everything. So he's really upset, right? Could your way of interacting with him have anything to do with that? Could it be that you've reached a point where you're so confident that he's a dick and he's not going to do what you want anyway, and he's just going to be a dick, that you're already acting with him in anticipation of, and therefore prompting him to be a dick. You're responding to him like he's a dick. There's no surprise he's going to act like a dick. Have you stopped appreciating and acknowledging and approving of him? Have you stopped giving him the juice so that all he experiences now from you is like this unending, nagging list from somebody who's never going to be happy anyway? That's that side. And you, sir, speaking to Mr. over here now, are you listening to your woman? Not to her complaining or nagging, no. To her experience of life. Do you care? Are you willing to love her? To get her world and just get it and receive it without making it personal? Or are you too busy? Have you got too much important stuff? so that she's feeling like this huge backlog of unexpressed, unmoved, stagnant emotion that the guy in her life who's meant to be her partner can't be bothered with dealing with anymore. See, it takes two to tango. If you want your relationship to be good, both of you have to take 100% responsibility for it. Stop looking at what's wrong with the other one. It doesn't matter if you're right. It really doesn't matter. Because the only person you can work on is you, actually. And usually we start blaming and criticizing and looking at the other because we don't want to work on us, because that's too much hard work and discomfort. So, do you want excuses and justifications and the end of the hope and possibility and the healing that a really strong partnership, an intimate, consciously nurtured and developed partnership can give you? What do you want? You can't have both. So this is the first part of recovering a relationship. It's recognizing it's really in trouble. And here are the symptoms. There's this continual low-grade, often accelerating to high-grade upset. And the nature of the upset is, I'm right, you're wrong. Complaint, criticism, and misery. I'm not happy. And the easy thing to do is, it's your fault, I'm out of here. I'm going to look for somebody else. I'm going to look for the right person out there. I just want to remind you, when you met them, they were the right person. Otherwise, why would you have developed it? Because you felt something really special. You saw something really special. An opportunity. They showed up in response to what you needed and to your heart's desire. You can't blame them for showing up in your life. Now, I'm not going to say every time you really need to stay with everybody. No, that's too general a judgment. But I will say, most of the time, most relationships are ending out of laziness and irresponsibility. And you figure out if that's what's going on in your case or not. But at least be aware that that's an option. Are you looking just to blame? Because the trouble with doing that is, if you're not responsible for your life, then you're just going to have the same experience again and again and again. Or have you never had it before? Have all your relationships been wonderful? And that's why they end, because it's so wonderful. So this is for you. You know, it's not for me to judge you. I don't know you. I don't know the specifics. But I want to give some kind of reason for you to start examining yourself more deeply. Because if your focus is just going to be on what's wrong with the relationship and what's wrong with them, then there's no chance for fixing. You know, there's that great look, and it doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter if you're the most religious Christian or any other denomination or an atheist. The Serenity Prayer is so cool in its essence. Because what it's doing, it's saying, please give me the strength to change what I can, the tolerance to accept what I can't, and the, you could say, the intelligence to know the difference. And we need that. We need that. So the one thing that you can absolutely always change is you. And the way that you perceive and the way that you respond to everything. So the two things I want to instill in you in this video, in this message, the first thing is, what do you want? Do you want to have a great relationship? Do you want to experience love and intimacy and partnership? Really? And if you do, are you willing to do the work that's going to be required? Which begins with starting to see what you're responsible for. Have you made it clear what your needs are? To yourself, never mind to your mate. Do you have boundaries that you're willing to uphold, protect, and share lovingly? If the guy isn't giving you what you want, have you actually trained him to know what you want and how you want it? Why should he know in advance your specifics? There's so many, many different elements of this, and I really want to share all of them with you. I actually am doing this in order to help provide some light to all of you who do want to recapture something. Not just recapture, but actually begin to nurture it, grow it more consciously, powerfully, deeply than you've ever done before. So this is the first part, guys, okay? What do you want? Let's get clear. Because if you're not clear that you want a great relationship, you're not going to have enough reason to be anything but lazy and irresponsible, which is going to translate as you are so mean. Criticism and complaints. And you're going to be right. Again, your choice. You are going to be right and lose it, or you're going to be willing to give that up. Okay? What can I be responsible for? What can I learn? How can I do this? How can I be in love again with my life, with the way that I am? Come on, nobody loves being a complaining, miserable, critical bitch or asshole. Nobody likes that. If you're the woman that I fell in love with and asked you to marry me or to live with me or whatever, I really don't want to sit here sometimes thinking, damn it all, I wish you'd just shut up and go away. And I don't want that. And if you're the guy that I as a woman saw was the guy for me, I don't want to find that around you now I'm a miserable, nasty, castrating bitch. I'm actually going to blame you more for being that too. Very vicious cycle. Let's unwind this cycle, guys. But you have to want to do it first. Okay, so the first part then to recovering a relationship is knowing you want to, taking responsibility, be willing to do the work. No quick fixes here, guys. No get-rich-quick schemes. That's all just garbage. However, there are some incredible tools that I'm going to share with you that are really simple, but you have to work at applying them. It's kind of like you go to the doctor, he gives you a solution. That doesn't mean, wow, I went to the doctor, he gave me a solution, I'm well today. You got to take it. You got to take the medicine, follow the exercise or diet regime, whatever else it is. You got to do it. And you're going to be going against your habits to do otherwise. Now that always takes a little effort. And you get to decide whether it's worth it. Okay, guys, thanks for being with me. And I look forward to sharing lots more positive what to do about this stuff with you on other videos and blogs and so on. Take care, and I'll see you soon.